This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. Helping you find emotional, spiritual, and physical balance. What does your future hold? It's time to find out with Psychic Suzanna.
You are exactly where you need to be. This is 7:30 Sunday night, and that means Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. This is your destination point to learn, to grow, to empower yourself with ideas you get from the show that you can take into the coming weeks. Each week we try to bring you someone that will guide you, help you, maybe even help you understand something you're going through and help you move through it. Please join us on Facebook, Susanna Stickney. That's where you get the updates, my daily intention. Life with Psychic Suzanna. That gets you to know what's coming on the show next week. Each week I give you a little insight on it. Life with Psychic Suzanna, you get one free question, you get the schedule. That's a good destination point, but KFAB.com. If you need to have it, if you need to hear it, it's right there. So you know where you need to be. So this is it, and let's get into the show. By the way, we're going to be taking your calls earlier, so you can give us a call at 1-800-543-1110 or 558-1110. And today we have someone that we've had on before, Dr. Stephen Farmer. Welcome to the show, Dr. Farmer.
Well, thank you, Susanna. I've been looking forward to it.
Well, I'm excited to have you. And actually, the reason you are an author of the Earth Magic Oracle Cards, Animal Spirit Guides, Sacred Ceremony. I'd like to see that book, by the way, Sacred Ceremony.
That's a great one, yeah.
Anyway, the whole thing, I love your books. Your books talks about getting one with the earth, getting one with the deal. But the reason I wanted you back on is because I am truly amazed, and many of the people that I talk to are truly amazed. I got your cards, and I've played them, the spirit animal cards, with other people. And I've also got the one that I downloaded on my iPhone.
Yes.
And it's amazing that when they do the one on their iPhone or the spirit cards, how it really sets home with the people in the moment they're in to guide them. And how does that work? How did you create these cards?
Well, there's the first deck that was created, and I say was created because I must say it. Any of these kind of things are collaborations. Mm-hmm. Is I sat, well, first off, choosing the animals, some of the power animals cards, particularly the first deck, are fairly common animals, most of them from the Americas, a couple from Australia, because we have friends in Australia as well. Mm-hmm. And then it was really for me it was really a first-time experience of doing something quite like this, which is I would sit at the computer and I would say, for instance, Wolf, what do you have to say to us? And I don't mean just to me, but to us, because I really consider myself a reporter, just as I'm sure you do in your work, that when I download the information from Spirit, whatever the version of Spirit is, in this case it might be wolf or bear or buffalo, and then I translate it, being a writer, I translate it into the written word, and I remember every time I do that, usually it was later in the evening, 8, 9 o'clock, and then I would download the information from wolf spirit or hummingbird spirit. And then I'd look at the words, and it's late at night. Now, it's late at night, so I'm going, okay, well, that maybe, I'm not sure. And I get up the next morning, I'd read it, and I go, oh, my God, that's really good stuff. It's like that sort of, it was a very, how should I put it, impersonal process in the sense that I showed up. That was my responsibility. I listened to what I was hearing, and then I translated it. But definitely it was a collaboration between the particular spirit animal and myself. And I'm so pleased that feedback has been, just like you said, from so many people that have used these cards. The next deck was the messages from your Animal Spirit Guides card. Similar setup, just slightly different animals. And then, of course, the ones you mentioned, the Earth Magic Oracle cards, which is a whole different genre. And the thing is, they work. It becomes I kept thinking about our upcoming conversation, and in a sense, it's kind of when you use the cards, and there are guidebooks in each of these, as well as the new deck, the Children's Spirit Animal cards. That's a whole different story. The guidebook gives you some instructions how to use them, but once you start doing the readings, it really becomes a kind of a communion between you and Spirit and the message that's delivered through the cards, either the images or the statements that are on the cards. It's quite magical, and again, the intention is to, I think you can use all the help we can get these days,
Well, I would
so quickly.
I would prefer people use cards and trust their own intuition than go to somebody who might have an agenda that isn't really for their highest good.
That's very well stated. Yeah,
a lot of people who do tarot readings and others have agendas, and their agendas isn't always for the highest good. So I appreciate when we can look at ourselves. But I must tell you, for those who don't know, that you and I are only going to be together in one segment because something came up. So I did a little card reading while you were talking, and just want to tell you how it went. It was the meerkat. Do you remember what the meerkat is?
I can see the image of the meerkat. What's the message on the card, though?
It says, get supported from a trusted group of like-minded friends. The people in your life would love to offer their support to you, and your only job is to receive it and indeed sometimes even ask for it. Those who you feel closest to and trust the most are the individuals you can rely on. So it really shows how in the moment the card can guide you into any source. So I really wanted you on. I really wanted to say, bravo, great cards.
Thank you.
I'm not. How did you get started in working with the energy field, or how did you get started working with animals? How did that lead to that path?
I'll try to be brief with it, but it was a very gradual process. I'm a former psychotherapist, and I think that's to be a good psychotherapist, you have to have develop your intuitive skills. It kind of goes without saying you have to. There's things that people bring in that they may not see and they may not be aware of, so you reflect that back to them. And it's not just what you see here, but it's what you feel. Now, the spirit animals really came from my evolution, really. Even as a psychotherapist, I started working with and studying shamanism, and it became evident to me that one aspect of my mission was to bring some of the technologies from shamanism into a more common field, meaning that these are different elements of shamanism and shamanic practice that people can utilize in the way that you just described. The world is alive, and we can use the oracle cards, but we can go out in the world, too, and pay attention to the animals and the trees and the messages that we get from the natural world.
Or even from the stop sign or bumper sticker. We're always getting messages. It's just showing up, as you said, and being alert to it.
Yes, absolutely. It's not just nature and the natural world and animals, but it's the stranger that you pass at the mall.
Right.
It says something that you go bingo, that lights up and is a message for you. So it's like you said, I think that oracle cards and also just paying attention with our eyes and ears, and then particularly with our heart, is that spirit, God, spirit, whatever you want to call that. I use spirit and God interchangeably. Really wants to help us out, and we're so connected to spirit. It's just we've kind of forgotten that, but we're being reawakened to that these days, which is just beautiful.
And it's just about jumping into the flow and trusting the support that you need being brought to you. And I thought these cards were a wonderful example of how it could help everybody.
Just one other comment is a lot of times I say that about my books and cards. These are bridges. These are bridges to incorporating your own natural intuitive capacities, to expand those, to learn how to use your intuition. in so many different ways. So I'm very pleased that they're doing what they're intended to do.
Well, I want to thank you for a great coming on the show and explaining the cards to me. I look forward to our future conversations. Please have a great, exciting night. Okay?
And thank you very much, Suzanne, and thank you for accommodating me
That's
in the way that you
beautiful.
have. And we'll,
you know
have me
what?
back on.
Family
I'm
are
happy to
number
do so.
one. Family are number one. And I applaud a man who knows that.
I appreciate it. God bless you, Suzanne.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much bye-bye.
This is Life with Psychic Suzanna. We're taking a little break. We're going to go right to a call. So if you're on the line, Kathleen, as you are, we're going to be talking to you, and then we're going to do a couple of calls, and then we're coming back to somebody else who's in the studio. Oh, this is going to be a fun night. We've got fun studio antics. Just be prepared. By the way, Jim, do you think you could get his shirt off of him? Because
You like that shirt?
I love his sweatshirt.
Oh, yeah.
Can you sort of grab him? You do know I walk Mickey now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Good
I'm
for
walking
you.
Mickey, and I could wear that shirt and be a billboard. That is a cool shirt, young man. We're not letting anybody know who's here. It's our
Okay,
secret.
it's a secret.
All right. Great shirt. Great looking guy. So you'll want to stay tuned. Right. We'll come back with your calls. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. This is the only place you need to be Sunday night. We're here for you.
Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB.
Yes, you are exactly where you need to be on Sunday evening at 7:30. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. This is the place where we're going to help you, empower you with all sorts of knowledge. If there is an author or something you've read that you feel has helped you, please let me know. Join me, be my friend at Susanna Stickney on Facebook and Twitter, Life with Psychic Suzanna. You get the inside info on who's coming on the show. Also, you also join PsychicSusanna.com. You get the schedule. You get one free question. Please be aware that this show is centered around you and empowering you with the knowledge you want. So if there's an author, or if you're doing anything, or if you're a local musician, contact me. I want you on the show. I'm all about empowering the area and empowering others. Right now, though, we're going to talk to Kathleen, who's on line 1. Please be aware you can give us a call at 1-800-543-1110 or 558-1110. And hello, Kathleen.
Hello.
Kathleen, is it all right if I say that you're going to need to save some money because you're having health improvements and weight loss? Is that okay with you?
That is great.
Okay. Do you know why you're going to do it this year?
No.
You're taking charge.
Oh.
You're taking charge of your life. You know, Kathleen, you're a little bit like the mother of the whole darn world. If anybody has a problem, they come to you and they dump on you. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Okay. You need to stop that crap. You need to start getting in charge of your life. And you need to start saying no to people. That use me sign that blinks, we got to cut it off. Okay? Now, between you and me, you're going to have a little bit of booty in a southern state within 4 years. So I don't know what that is, but just get ready and get excited and get a good bathing suit, okay? I also want you to know there's going to be more children than your own that'll call you mom, okay? I also want you to know healing words on the phone with a female in the family. She means what she says. She just really wants to take advantage of you again. Again, we're going to stop that. We're going to get in charge. We're not going to let that happen. Kathleen, do you have a question for me today?
Is there anything I would benefit from knowing about either my vocation or lack thereof and health?
Your health, you have poor circulation. That's why you're getting in charge. Okay?
Okay.
But I do want you to know when you're 84, you're going to be flirting with a married man. Now, I really want you to straighten up on that. Okay? That'll get you in trouble. But that's at 84, so you got a couple decades to work on that, all right? Not to get naughty then. Your health is going to be improving. I do feel that. What is your job? Do you work in the health profession right now?
No. I have been in the accounting profession, but I am mooching off my husband right now.
Oh, I don't think he thinks you're mooching. I think he's so proud that he's taking care of his little woman. Okay?
I believe that.
I think you're going to do part-time work, accounting, and it might be in the health profession, maybe for a doctor's office or the hospital or something, just part-time. Okay? You don't have to work that hard anymore. You've done your work. Let your husband be there for you. Makes him feel good. Okay?
All right.
All right. God bless. By the way, that man adores you. He'd do anything for you. Okay?
Thank you very much.
All right. Bye-bye. Now, we're waiting for your calls at 1-800-543-1110 or 558-1110. But right now, we're going to take a break. We're coming to this guy here who's wearing a sweatshirt that I want. And I just got to tell you, he's a local celebrity. In my eyes, at least, he's a very creative man, and he's going to talk about an event that's going on next week. You're going to want to hear about this, so stay tuned. Your calls, 1-800-543-1110, 558-1110.
Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. She knew I was going to say that.
Excuse me, was that dead air, Jim? Was that dead air, Jim?
That's what it is.
You know, you're my producer. You're supposed to run up and down those stairs a little faster. Are you a little out of shape? We had dead air. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna with a producer who's walking up and down the stairs as we bring people into the studio each week. We're going to just talk to you and have fun with that. And so we have some really exciting things in the last hour. You're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be pretty exciting. But you're also going to want to get on the lines because we're taking calls early. Right now, guess who I have in the studio? I have Tim Berry. Oh, did I say this is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB, your destination point at 7:30?
Awesome.
All right. Tim, welcome to the show, Tim.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Tim, would you like to describe the sweatshirt you're wearing?
Oh, it's our standard Hot Shops sweatshirt.
The Hot Shops?
Yes.
Well, the Hot Shops Art Center?
Hot Shops Art Center.
The one that's at 1301 Nicholas?
Correct.
The one that has all these artists and everybody there?
56 studios, 4 galleries, 70 artists in the building.
56 studios.
That's right.
4 galleries, and 70 artists.
That's a lot of...
How often do the artists change? Do they change now and then? And how do artists get involved with the Hot Shops?
Well, right now we do have 2 spaces that are available.
Okay.
Otherwise, you rent the space, and we have spaces that rent from as cheap as $325 a month up to about $1,000 a month, depending on the size. Mm-hmm. And it's a year's lease. They've got access to their studios 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they can go there and create.
Wow. So you provide a facility, which was actually, as I understand this, a mattress factory. Is that correct?
It was the old Serta mattress factory. It made mattresses on the corner for almost 100 years.
For almost 100 years?
Yes.
And how much of the original building is still standing?
Oh, everything is still standing. And we've
so the original building of 100 years ago?
Yes.
Is still standing?
Yes.
Wow. And then what made you put the art shops there?
Well,
because it's massive. It's a huge. How many square feet?
We're 92,000 square feet. We take up a half a city block.
Wow.
But back in 1999, the 4 of us that put together the project were looking for studio space specifically for the blacksmith who was working in Lincoln.
Okay.
And so we'd been looking for some space, and we stumbled on the mattress factory. It had been empty for about 4 years, and we invited a bunch of our friends and taped off spaces and asked them if they were willing to go in on the project. And that first Saturday night, we had half the building leased up, and
wow,
we went for it.
Wow. which is a great place for art to be created. I mean, just being along with your neighbors who are artists is just such a empowering.
For the artists, most of them came to us out of isolation. They had their studios in spare bedrooms at home, basements, that type of thing. Mm-hmm. Now that they're at the building, they can't walk to their studios without being influenced by the stuff that they walk by. If they need help, whether it's moving a table or building something, there's not a tool we don't have in the building. If they get stuck on an idea, they can bring 5 other artists in and get a critique.
Wow. So it's really like a incubation area for art.
It really is turned into a community, and the collaborations that are taking place between the artists are things we never dreamed of.
Wow, exciting. Now, why do I have you here, Tim Berry, who doesn't call his favorite woman on the air, but go ahead, tell me, Tim. Am I sulking, Jim? Am I sulking
in
a
a
little
positive
bit?
way?
Yeah,
yes.
I'm just feeling ignored by Tim. That's all. He's wearing the shirt I want. He didn't call and let me know. Go ahead, Tim. Tell us why I brought you in
Happy to
here.
tell you why I'm here. No, twice a year, the first weekend of May and the first weekend of December, we do our open houses. And all the studios are open. Everybody's demonstrating. We have musicians that come in and play in the hallways. But it's, the 2 months we have to buy gifts, Mother's Day and Christmas.
Right.
So
what are the Hot Shops time zones? I mean, how open are you?
On Saturday, the 5th of May, we open at noon and we'll go till 8 o'clock at night.
Okay.
And then on Sunday, the 6th, we're open from noon until 5.
Okay. And people can come down there, listen to the music. I love how the halls are. You walk down these halls and there's different pictures on the halls. Pretty exciting to really be in this area where there's so much creativity. You almost feel like you could do something afterwards.
If you have young children, it's one of the best places in town. You can bring them. If we just go to the museums and the galleries, we only see the finished work. At Hot Shops, you can see
you get to watch them do it. It's so exciting, Jim. Really, it is.
It is.
That's the Hot Shops this coming Saturday and Sunday. You check them out. They're having an open house, which means music and entertainment also. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna. We're taking a little break. I'm having some unique musicians in next hour and your calls, so give us a call. It is Sunday night. This is the only place you'll be on Sunday night. This is 1110 KFAB. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna. In the background, you're hearing some music from the Collective Awakening. Their theme is Music is Medicine. They're playing some very interesting instruments. We're going to talk to them about them in just a few minutes. Right now, I want to remind you to check me on Facebook at Susanna Stickney, on Facebook and Twitter. Life with Psychic Suzanna. That's where you get the inside knowledge of who's going to be on the show. You always want to be here on Sunday night. We're going to find shows that will empower you and get you to feeling better all the time, helping you to understand situations in your life. If you're still looking for a job, please go back to our last shows on February 21st. We had David Perry. As a matter of fact, he's been on before, and he talks about job hunting in a unique and unusual way. And in this world, you got to be unique and unusual to get things happening. On September 12th, we had I Am the Power. That's about residing within yourself and finding the power within you. If you're not feeling good about yourself, go back to that show. Take a listen to them. They can all be found on KFAB. You having trouble in your relationships? February 13th, we have a show called Love Language. Dr. Gary was on telling us about his book, The 5 Love Languages, and how we all see love a little bit differently. And later, we're going to see it through music, but check out that show that talks about it. Now, here's another thing. May 29th, we talked about suicide. all of us have some issues that we go through in our life. This was from a respected gentleman who was head of suicide in Lincoln, Nebraska. So I want you to check on that show. If you feel one of your children is thinking about it, then you'll understand thoughts. We have to communicate them. We need to go into it a little bit more. I want you to know before we go to our guest here, Terry, Tim Berry left us some goodies as we went. But we have a guitar-playing cat that is done from a 12-year-old Hot Shops artist.
What was that again?
A 12-year-old Hot Shops artist.
Wow, a 12 or a guitar-playing cat?
Cat.
Huh.
Is from a 12-year-old Hot Shops artist, Abby Smith.
Okay.
And her energy is recorded in the clay and radiates to all who view it. So, art is such a great way to experience life. Music is such a great way to experience life. We had this gentleman, we had Martin on last week, who's he's an Omahian, and we had Wingman on also. Wingman, come up to the mic, please.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Tell me exactly what were you playing when we came on the show? What is that instrument?
We were playing a kind of kalimba or thumb pianos. And this particular kind is called a kogo. And they're from Uganda.
They're from Uganda. Mm-hmm. Now, how did you get versed in playing this? And this looks like something that would be very easy for children to play, too.
Oh, yeah. And it's really simple. It's just made of a wooden box with some bicycle spokes. And they're just flattened. Yeah.
Marvelous.
Yeah.
Marvelous.
All recyclable. And
all recyclable. Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah. Now, how long have you been playing? Tell me about yourself a little bit. Where are you from?
I'm from Hong Kong.
And how long have you lived in the States?
A little over 6 years.
Welcome. We love having smart, intelligent, beautiful people here. And now you're exactly working with Martin.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
You're now married to him.
Yes.
Okay. and you play your music with him. Okay. So what does this music do for you? I was watching you on stage today.
Uh-huh.
And when you were playing the music, Martin looked a little like a male. Okay. But you were flowing with the energy. I mean, your head was bobbing and moving, and you were, I swear to God, I thought you were an angel on a little harp because you also brought some harps.
Yes.
Tell me what this music means to you.
You know, when I was in kindergarten, my mom would always buy dessert and pick us from school, and we would go home together. And then we'll listen to the radio, and there'll be music. And then I'll be kind of moving to the music.
Right.
Kind of not knowing that I was doing it. And my mom would wake me up.
Uh-huh.
And then I would remember, I was just at this beautiful space where I was almost like floating in space.
With the angels. I think angels are in the music, I'll be honest with you.
And this is what it reminds me of, that moment when I was kind of a kid. And then my mom just woke me up, and I'm like, oh my God, that was such a beautiful space. And I didn't even know that I was moving.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the whole time listening to the radio.
Marvelous.
Yeah.
Do you feel carried away with the music? I believe the music is like the soul. I have God, really feel the soul. Thank you. You're going to play more music for us in and out of the show. Mm-hmm. In and out of our segments. Right now we're going to go, and then I'm going to let Martin talk after you.
Yeah.
And before I let Martin talk, I'm going to take some calls. So everyone, please feel free to give us a call at 1-800-543-1110 or 558-1110. And right now we're going to Connie on our 800 line. Hello, Connie.
How are you doing?
Oh, Connie, I'm blessed. Connie, first of all, are you in management?
No.
Well, first, where do you work? Because I got to tell you, management adores you. Do you know why?
No.
You do their job for them.
Currently, I'm not working.
Okay. Where did you work before?
I was working in road construction as a CDL driver and heavy equipment operator.
Okay. Well, people know that when Connie goes to a job, she goes to it. Okay? I am going to tell you, you do know your next boss.
I do know my next boss?
Yes! I got to tell you that you're going to be employed wonderfully in May.
Good.
Okay. Now, how often are you out applying?
I haven't been out applying yet. I just recently became unemployed.
Do you want to get a job right away?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Then we have to get doing it. Please listen to that David Perry on the guerrilla marketing on how to get a job. But you're known as someone that they can trust. Everybody who's worked with you, you must have high regards because you're the one we know that will get it done. However, Connie, are you sitting down?
Yeah.
I think it might be a desk job. It might be in charge of other people doing what you used to do.
I used to work in a desk job.
Okay, but it is something that where your management ability will come to the forefront. You're going to be phenomenal with it. Phenomenal. Now,
Right.
I think you're going to meet the boss in May. I'm not sure you're going to work real hard until about August, and then you're putting it to the gun. All right.
Okay.
All right. But you have to start applying. It takes a little time. Listen to that. David Perry, he did a couple shows on guerrilla marketing. Also, I want you to know some lost money is going to be coming your way within 4 months. I get 10% on that. Don't forget that. There is also going to be a reunion in another's church where you're going to hear something that will settle an issue from the past. I'm very happy with that, okay?
Okay.
All right. Do you have a question, Connie?
I do. Right now we're driving to Missouri where we're going to be living now. We just made a move.
I love it.
Is it going to be good?
I love it. Now, not to call you stuck in the mud, honey.
Uh-huh.
Okay. But you're one of those who don't like change. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. You know, when you're stuck in the mud, you start smelling like mud and, weeds grow up, I think moving forward is going to be just phenomenal for you. Phenomenal.
Great.
Okay. Now, is this a place you've been before? Because why do I have your boss knowing you?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, you get out there, but words of you, you're going to love the job you're in August, okay?
Okay.
All right? Don't worry.
you.
I love the move. Thank God you can hear all the time, okay?
All
and
right.
We're taking a break, and as we take a break, we're listening to Martin and Wingman playing their song instruments. They're international musicians who play original music on indigenous objects from around the world. Hold on, what does the word indigenous mean, Martin?
Indigenous is a word that means local.
Local.
Yeah.
So, and as I've seen, you've been in Nepal and in a lot of great places around the world. We'll come back and talk to you. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna. Time for a break. Let's listen to the music as we move through.
This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB.
This is Life with Psychic Suzanna. This is the place you come every Sunday night at 7:30. We are the show that takes you right to your future. We give you ideas on what's going on in your life. We try to help you and guide you into new aspects with the knowledge we bring you from the authors around the world. Right now, this is, you please join me on Life with Psychic Suzanna on Facebook or Susanna Stickney on Facebook and Twitter. Those places you'll find out what's going on. Also, please join me at PsychicSuzanna.com. You get a free question. KFAB.com. You get a free question. KFAB, you can come to me. Listen to the old shows that will inspire you. Right now, we are listening in the background to Martin say your last name.
Club Bundy.
Club Bundy and Wingman. And they're playing, what instruments are you playing?
It's called an adungu.
again?
Adungu.
Andungu. Can you say it, Jim? Andungu.
I'm just going to watch and listen.
And
No
where
talk.
does the Andungu come from?
And the Adungu comes from the northern part of Uganda.
The northern. We're going to talk about your travels after the 8:30 hour.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Because